In this session, we're going to learn about English language learners, discuss equality versus equity, look at student population demographics, discuss the possible effects of immersion, and get introduced to language acquisition. Let's look a little bit at the meaning of equality and equity. If you look at the picture, on the left we have equality and on the right we have equity. Equality means that every student is given exactly the same thing, regardless of what that student needs. Equity, on the other hand, means that the student is given what they need in order to accomplish the task. Some students might need more than others. Research and statistics. In the U.S., between 1980 and 2009, the number of school-aged children who spoke another language in the home increased from 4.7 million to 11.2 million. In New Jersey, approximately 5 out of 6 school districts or charter schools enroll ELLs. As of October 15, 2014, there were 70,120 ELLs in New Jersey. The number of ELLs has increased by approximately 15,000 in the last 5 years. According to the biennial Title III report, New Jersey had the 4th highest number of recent immigrants in the United States. 2,680 unaccompanied immigrant youth were released to sponsors in New Jersey from October 2013 to September 2014. In New Jersey, on a 2014 11th grade English Language Arts Assessment, there was a 54% achievement gap between ELLs and their English-speaking peers. Acquiring academic English language skills often requires 4 to 7 years. Who are the English language learners that you'll see in your class? Depending on where you live and where you teach, you're going to see different languages and different cultures. How do we learn a second language? Bonjour, nom c'est Chile Ambroise, bienvenue. Now what I want you to do is write down the translation for this word for word. As you're trying to figure out what this means, you're probably looking at every clue that you have available to you. You're probably looking at bonjour, kind of seeing if you know what it means in a different language. You're looking at the exclamation point. You're seeing my name and you're figuring out that it has something to do with my name. Then you're seeing another word, bienvenue. It might be close to another word in another language. So you figured out that this means, hello, my name is Schiller Ambrose. Welcome. To figure this out, you use every clue available to you. How do you feel when you look at the image? The image is pretty pleasing, it's kind of happy, and it gives you a certain feeling. Let me introduce you to Moises. Moises is a level 1 English language learner. This video is about immersion from the perspective of Moises. So let's go ahead and watch a day in Moises' life.
La vida sin riesgo no es vida. Si es por los seres
Moisés, ¿qué estás estudiando?
Un examen de matemáticas en la escuela.
Tu primer examen en Estados Unidos, ¿eh?
Ángela, dale otro huevo al niño. Él necesita comer
Está bien.
para que tenga mucha energía.
Toma, Moisés. ¿Quieres una tortilla?
Sí.
y es por amor que no voy a dejar que nos corten las alas. Si es el amor, la razón, el motor en la tierra en el
We have testing all week this week and next week. The tests are going to be hard, but that's all right because we're going to try really hard. Isn't that right, Cameron?
Yes, Miss Peters.
Okay, great. Everyone listen up. So we're going to want to work all week at ours from the answer and the information in the story, okay? We're gonna go ahead and test factual tests and try this actus test. Oh, test your test. Open up. We're gonna page. Go to B. First on page 3.
¿Qué dijo? ¿A poco va a empezar el examen? No, es una práctica.
We're gonna take notes from the story and we're gonna turn it into a math problem and we're gonna walk through it together, okay? So the boy ran 3 blocks. So everyone write 3 blocks.
I didn't even know he looked like a stranger.
How long did it take him to run 3 blocks? Michelle?
6 minutes.
Very good, 6 minutes. All right, so then we take 3 blocks and 6 minutes,
¿Por qué el niño
right?
corre con los bloques? ¿Qué? Sí, ¿por qué el niño corre con los bloques? No,
Okay, so the
corre 3
question I'm
calles.
gonna go on to ask us, how long will it take him to run 20 blocks? What do we do? How many minutes is that per block?
8 minutes.
Try and remember to raise your hand if you want to answer, okay? No, it's not 8 minutes. Michelle?
18 minutes?
Nope, not 18 minutes. Yes, Enrique?
40?
40, yeah, very good. How'd you get 40?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, 40 is the right answer. How did you get it?
I forgot.
You forgot. Okay. Does anyone know how we get 40? Yes, Moises. Yep, that's right. Very good. Great. Can you tell us how you got that?
40?
Yep, very good. But can you explain to the class what you did here, how you got that?
40?
Great. All right, you guys, settle down.
That is so dumb.
Joe, do you want to lose your recess?
No.
Okay, then. Thank you, Moises.
Can you help me, please?
Can you take a walk with me? I don't want you to worry about the test, okay, Moises?
Sí, estoy preocupada sobre el examen. La directora Rosa dijo que todavía tenemos que hacer.
Just try your best, okay? Do you understand? Not importante.
Sí, sí es importante.
You're right, Moises. It is important. I have to go. I'm sorry.
Voy a agradecer, disculpe que está todo un poco apretado aquí.
Are those the tests?
Yes, they are. Tal vez en el suelo.
They used to be in Spanish, right?
Yes, they used to be. Muy bien, perfectamente. Ahí está
So-
bien, gracias.
Can we translate it? Just the math part. I have this one student, Moises, and he would totally ace it.
Come on, we can't. We're not supposed to talk to the kids in Spanish, technically. Listen, I like Moises. He's a good kid, but we need to focus on the kids that are... Gracias, señor. Michelle. He's very...
Close to being proficient.
Right. Listen, 5% proficiency last year. Now, we don't do any better this year. I don't know what's going to happen. So just please make sure that Michelle follows the directions. Okay? I have to. I'm sorry, excuse me.
¡Rao! No regresé y toqué la base.
Creo que dijeron que no se valía tocar la base hoy. ¿Qué onda, carnal? ¿Eso es todo?
Todito.
¿Sí? Órale.
Hey, Luis. Some trash here. ¡Levántalo!
No, tranquilo, siéntate. A ver, cojo.
Lo quiero matar.
Mira, carnal. Ese güey es un tonto. Debería estar estudiando como tú. Te aseguro que a la hora del examen no vas a saber ni siquiera la mitad de la matemática que tú sabes. ¿Ok? Te veo.
Yo no lo voy a hacer. ¿Qué cosa? El examen. Lo tenemos que hacer.
Yo no. Me voy al parque y me voy a comprar un helado.
¿Cómo lo vas a hacer?
Me meto al baño y cuando nadie está ahí, me voy. El señor Rosa dijo que no deberíamos tomar el examen.
¿Quién es?
Pues que no hablan inglés, como tú y yo.
¿Cuándo dijo eso?
Como estar hablando en teléfono con alguien.
Pero en realidad no está hablando contigo.
Sí, pero escuché. Oye, tú no deberías hacer el examen. Yo tengo suficiente dinero para 2 helados.
Bien.
Find what you're looking for?
No. I'm trying to find a test in Spanish for one of my kids. I know we used to have them. I thought they'd be down here with the old bilingual stuff.
Moisés. ¡Moisés! ¡Estoy atorada! Ayúdame. ¡Ah!
¿Estás bien? Sí. Es divertido. Solo como hiciste ladrones.
Vamos. Corre.
Nos vemos en la costa.
Lo siento, yo no voy a ir. Y necesito hacer el examen.
¿Por qué si lo vas a fallar?
Yo no sé.
Hey, Moisés, ¿qué hacemos ahora?
I'm sorry, Moisés. I have to take this from you, okay? But if you have any questions, you can ask me, okay?
Miss Peterson?
So, what were some thoughts on the video as a whole? What were some limitations as a teacher or administrator that were presented in the video? And can you relate? What were some of the limitations and frustrations that were seen with Moises? These are the things that most English language learners will go through as they're sitting in your classroom. Let's talk a little bit about social and academic language. BICS represent basic interpersonal communicative skills. Example, how are you? Hello. I like cats and dogs. Very simple everyday language. CALP represents cognitive academic language proficiency, such as photosynthesis is the process that describes how plants make food. This is language that's specific to an academic setting. BICS takes 1 to 2 years to acquire, while CALP generally takes 5 to 7 years to acquire. When a student has knowledge in a native language or learns in the native language, certain skills will transfer once they learn English. Knowing what the student brings from their native language and how they can apply it in English will help you better serve the kids in your class. According to Cummings, a language acquisition expert, in summary, depending on the social linguistic situation, 5 types of transfer are possible. Transfer of conceptual elements. For example, understanding the concept of photosynthesis. Transfer of metacognitive and metalinguistic strategies, such as visualizing, graphic organizers, mnemonic devices, vocabulary acquisition strategies. Transfer of pragmatic aspects of language use, such as the willingness to take risks in communication. Transfer of specific linguistic elements, such as the knowledge of the meaning of photo in photosynthesis, and transfer of phonological awareness, such as the knowledge that words are composed of distinct sounds. These are all processes that every English language learner must go through in acquiring a new language. This is the end of our first session. Thank you.